Good morning from Japan, everybody. Just waking up here, up to a bit of a slow start this morning. Been the last few days I've been saying I've been having some issues with my voice, and I thought it was just kind of overuse. But last night, after playing a little bit later than I normally do, I think I figured out I actually got a bit of a cold right now. So yeah, working with a little bit of a cold going on, but I'm still feeling pretty good other than my voice. So that cold medicine always just makes me knocked out though. So it's like after you take cold medicine, it's just hard to tell, is this the cold medicine making me feel this lazy and tired, or is this just the cold? So kind of a chicken and the egg thing with that going there. But yeah, so today we're off to Umeda pretty soon. So I do have a hard stop here. I'm only going to do 30 minutes right now, so this is going to be kind of a short one. We were headed off to Umeda to do some, we're actually making our own cologne and perfume, me and Yuki. So I'm probably going to take some film, as long as filming is permitted while I'm doing that. So should have an interesting coffee chat tomorrow, because we'll probably get into quite a few different things. I am just noticing something here on it. I have to fix this really quick. Hold on one second. Yeah, this one's fine. This one here. So I have a motion graph that's below the frame. There we go. Okay. Things like that drive me crazy because I am crazy. Yeah, still having quite a bit of wrist pain the last few days from using the mouse too much. I've got the I'll come into the studio here so you can get a better look at it here. But been wearing. This is my special wristband that I wear just for keeping on the shipu. I don't know if you know what the shipu is, but in Japan, you put these on. It's a medicated thing. I think it actually has some type of pain medicine in it. This is not the kind you buy over the counter. This is the kind you get from your doctor. I get them for my back, and I used to get them for my wrist from when I heard it from tennis, but did not expect that I'm going to be hurting my wrist doing YouTubing and streaming. So cracked out one of those last night and put that on. Hopefully it's going to start feeling a little bit better, but I think it's just overuse, using the mouse too much, making thumbnails and stuff like that. But yeah, so we're off to Umeda today, which is kind of like a big hub for Osaka, the Kansai area. They have Taco Bell, so I am hoping to have some Taco Bell today. It's always Yuki loves Taco Bell too, but you know, being a girl, she also wants to go to really oshare place, which is like kind of like stylish, you know, a stylish cafe or something like that. So I try to strike a balance. Sometimes I wait for my Taco Bell run, because the Taco Bell run has to happen. It's not like I have any control of it. You know, I'm from San Diego. I'm an American. I have to have my tacos. I have to have Mexican food, and Mexican food is really hard to find in Japan. Not even just like good Mexican food, just Mexican food in general is really hard to find. You just don't see it very often. It's not something that a lot of people are doing, which is a shame, because from my experience here, it seems like Japanese people are really good at finding another culture's food or something like that, and then doing it very authentic, or even taking it up a notch and like making it a little bit kind of like for example, like Japanese Italian food, I think is probably better than American Italian food by far. But a lot of people I know, they say it's actually better than the Italian food you get when you're in Italy. I've heard quite a few people say that they were really disappointed with the food in Italy, because you know, you put it up on a high pedestal, and then it turns out the Japanese one is better. I don't know. I haven't been to Italy yet. We want to do a Disneyland Paris trip in the next year or two, so maybe we'll swing by Italy while we're there too. Yuki's already been to Italy. She's really lucky. She went to a really nice traditional school in Okayama as a elementary school student. They got to go pretty much everywhere as elementary school students. I think middle school as well, a very traditional school. But yeah, she got to go to Italy. She got to go to England. She went to Australia once. So yeah, she's pretty well traveled, which I envy. Once I started going to Japan from age 15, every time I had money to travel, it was either go somewhere new or go visit all the friends that I had and that I made and didn't get to see very often. So yeah, I ended up going back to Japan multiple times, but it is what led to me being able to come back here for work in the game industry. So I think it was worth it. I'm happy with where I'm at now. Currently going through another visa process right now. I was here on a 5-year visa, which is almost up, but I am getting through the process right now. Should have one in the next month or so. So crossing fingers all goes right with that. But yeah, I plan on being here long term. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the news. I just popped up. Kotaku looks like it's the same stuff as yesterday. So up on Sifted again here. I want to watch this. This is a Patreon's only section that they do though, so I'm not going to watch that on stream. But I'm really interested in this whole Assassin's Creed Shadow debacle that they got going on. I have quite a bit to say on the topic too. I think possibly on the channel pretty soon. I might be doing some stuff for Assassin's Creed Shadow. There's a collaboration that is in the works right now. Hopefully it goes well. I think it would be really interesting if we can make it work. If so, yeah, I've definitely not. I don't know. I'm a previous Ubisoft worker. So I have a lot of insight about how things go at Ubisoft and just in game industry jobs in general. So I can kind of see how a lot of the mistakes that have happened with Assassin's Creed Shadow happen, but it doesn't make it any less like, I don't know. I wouldn't say forgivable because I don't think there's any bad intention behind it, but it's just a wasted opportunity, I would say, because we've all been waiting for a Assassin's Creed game set in Japan from like almost the first one. I think I remember even after the first Assassin's Creed and the ideas that, oh well, where are they going to do next? And Japan is always one of the ones that comes to the top. I do think some of the steam was taken out of that by Ghost of Tsushima because they did it so well. Me too, myself. I don't know if I fully recovered from the fact that Ghost of Tsushima just did Assassin's Creed Shadows, something very similar to that, in a very artsy, like the color choices and stuff, the vistas and that just looks so beautiful. They even got, people that use the English voice track wouldn't know, but for those who stick with the Japanese voice, if you think that you've heard that voice before, you have heard that voice before if you watch anime, because that's the voice of Rorona Zoro from One Piece, same guy. So it just makes perfect sense to have him as a samurai doing the voice. Very, very cool voice actor. Blanking on his name right now, but if you've watched One Piece, you've definitely heard a lot of him, and he does the main character for Ghost of Tsushima. I actually was really close to working on Ghost of Tsushima. It's like one of those things. Sorry, voice is getting a little bit crackly here, still from the cold. Water. Yeah, so kind of one of those things with like doors opening and closing. You could have done this, you could have done that. I was really close to working on Ghost of Tsushima when it was in production. It would have been really early in production that I would have come in. I took a test for Sucker Punch while I was living in Seattle. Did an art test for them. Just some standard stuff that wouldn't really give away the project. That's usually how it goes with art tests. You don't want to give an art test that's really reflective of what you're actually working on, just because the art test probably will get out there, and you don't want to be exposing your project that way. But pretty generic art test of this is like kind of like a gazebo type thing, stone gazebo thing out in the woods. I think it was a location from probably Thailand or Malaysia. While I was doing the art test, I actually was able to use Google image search to trace back the images that they had sent and where they were coming from, found the exact location geographically. And as environment artists do, a lot of times the best thing you can do is you can get into Google Earth and start looking at stuff. And I was able to get a pretty good look at not only what was in the photo given to me, but what was in the surroundings of that photo, and get a feel for what the test was all about. Yeah, it took, usually in the game industry, the art tests can kind of become a controversial topic the deeper you get into game development, just because of course, when you're right out of school, if you get an art test from a big company, you're going to be ecstatic, over the moon, like, sign me up, let's do this. But, that's because you don't have a lot of portfolio work yet. You haven't proven yourself. You haven't shown that you're a part of this industry yet. You're only looking to get in. Whereas in, say 3, 4, 5 years into your career, even more, 10 years into your career, when you have a full body of work, tons of shipped games, tons of available portfolio work that is visible to anybody, it can be kind of taboo to ask an artist that has that many accomplishments to do an art test, because you're basically asking them to do, because I've never heard of paid art tests before. It's not something that I think that'd be a pain to set up, because you don't have their financial information and bank account stuff, and it's just not something that I've ever heard exists. So it becomes a situation of you are working for, usually an art test will take you probably at the least about 1 week, but at the most, I've heard of really crazy ones that do take like a month to finish them off. A lot of times for younger artists and people looking to get in, they fall into that trap sometimes. But you are asking somebody to work for free. People usually are searching for a job while they have another job, unless they've been laid off or something like that. So it is kind of taboo, to start off a relationship with somebody, because that's really what it is between employer and employee. It's a relationship, and of course, you as the interviewer, you want to have a good impression your first meeting, but the company, if it's a good company, they also want to have a good impression of themselves and their company and how they run their department. And a lot of times asking an artist with 10 plus years of experience to do art test is kind of is almost insulting in some ways, because it's like, this is a job, we're paid for our work. Here's a huge body of work to look at. If you want to know specifics, we'll get into those in the interview. It is something that I've held back on before, because I've taken part in probably about 150, I would say, 150 interviews or so, where I'm on the hiring side of the desk and we have people coming in, and I only required art tests if it was people just out of school that just didn't have a portfolio, and that wasn't to be strict or anything like that. It was just more of like, of course we need to protect ourselves and make sure that the person can handle it, but also for them too, because it's somebody that most likely, if we didn't do that art test, we'd just be looking over them and passing them by because they just don't have the portfolio yet. But you see some little bit of spark in their portfolio, and it's like, oh, this person might work out under the right circumstances, but you really just need a little bit more to go off of, a little something more specific. Those situations, I have required art tests, but for the most part, if you're an accomplished, especially AAA artist, I I tend to go on the side of let's dig into it in the interview, let's ask technical questions, let's look at the work that they already have in their portfolio together, and even sometimes look at other art. I've pulled up ArtStation before in meetings and just looked at art together and got people's ideas about, especially when it comes to like senior type roles, whether or not that they what they think of the art that's in front of them that I'm showing them, if they think there's any room for improvement, how, if this was their student or a junior below them, how would they tackle giving feedback to this person? I think those are more creative routes for getting to the root of whether this person will work out or not. But yeah, so came really close to getting that one. I did get an interview in person with Ghost of Tsushima, which I didn't know it was Ghost of Tsushima at the time. I went to Sucker Punch Studio. I think it was a really weird time for them, which kind of put me off a little bit to working there. Of course, knowing what I know now, that would have been an amazing project to be on. I think the project I ended up taking instead of that project was Lord of the Rings, The Shadows of War with Monolith Software up in Seattle as well. That's the role I did take, a senior artist gig, but I think they had just gone through some type of a layoff or a shrinking of their team. So when I came into the studio, it was just a weekday, but 90% of the studio was not there. All the lights were off. Only a few people were in cubicles working. They told me that they were kind of running with a skeleton crew right now, but they didn't really elaborate into it. I believe at the time there was some rumors going around about, some people had been let go and some projects were changing. But the stuff that I saw, and all this has come out now, so you can actually see all of this on YouTube. There's actually full playthroughs of the stuff that they would have been working on after that, that didn't become Ghost of Tsushima. But I came in for an interview in person. They were really nice. I think the interview went well. I did get a offer for a second interview, I believe, which I ended up not taking because I'd already decided the other position. But what I saw when I went there was not a samurai game. Just me looking at it, I got to see some animations that were being worked on, everything gray box, no textures, anything like that. But I got to see people in medieval type armor that were clashing, and I guess that probably became the basis of what was Ghost of Tsushima. They must have pivoted to Japan at some point in the project. It looks like they had like a really steampunkish version of stuff too, that might have come in after or before that. But yeah, it was a few years until the first news about Ghost of Tsushima came out. So this was really early on in the development project or process. But yeah, it's one of those things of, I think I would have been really happy if I would have been there to get to work on that game, especially with my love for Japan. But the timing just was not right. I was a little worried about the state of the studio with the skeleton crew that I saw running it. Oh yeah, another thing that really made me worried was I did the interview with the art director at the time. Obviously, I won't give any names or anything here, but he was a really nice guy. He seemed to be a cool dude to talk to. And then when I got news of my next interview, it turned out it was going to be like the same interview again, kind of, not a different one, but the same one again. And when I inquired, why we weren't progressing to the next step, it was because they had just replaced their art director too. So it was going to be a new art director that I was going to be interviewing with, which it's kind of shows those few things in combination made me a little bit worried. Maybe I shouldn't have been worried. They did amazing. The game came out great. I would have loved to have been a part of it, but just didn't work out. So yeah, some doors opening, other doors closing. That's just kind of how it goes. I'll just look at a couple more things here. Like I said, I've got a hard cutoff. I have to go get ready to make perfume today. So Yuki's downstairs getting all ready. Adult game devs in Japan can't see revenue from Steam. Wait, that's something I might want to know someday. I mean, I don't have any plans of making any games, but can't receive revenue from Steam as Japanese banks reportedly make the comprehensive decision to block transfers. Man, this sounds exactly like a Japanese bank thing. Some of the worst days of my life in Japan have been at a Japanese bank trying to get things done. Paperwork in general is really strict over here already, but when you go to a bank or something like that, they don't F around at all. It's they're the rules, and you have to follow everything in a specific way, or you're just not going to get the service that you want. Reportedly blocking the transfer profits from Valve overseas. Japanese adult-oriented games on Steam. Okay, are we talking? Okay, adult game developers as in, are we talking like the adult industry game developers? Because I can kind of see that a little bit more. It still sounds odd and probably against the law, I would think, but adult audiences. But what does that mean? Because over here in Japan, you know, the censorship laws are a lot different from America. I wonder if violence and stuff like that counts as adult. Can't open an account in a Japanese bank. Okay, yeah, I wonder at what point they're refused. I guess it depends on the bank, they say. So it sounds like they're getting asked like a lot of questions about where the money is coming from. Wow. Yeah, it doesn't really affect me, but because I'm just trying to stay afloat in this industry. I can't even imagine taking on employees or anything like that. Making my own company at this point. It's kind of that thing. It's like you see all the restaurants and stuff, and what the you live in one place for long enough, especially in like America, and you see a number of restaurants cycle in and out of the same location, and just like when you look at the numbers of the success rate for the restaurant industry, it's like, how would you ever feel like you can bet on that? At least me, maybe I'm just a coward, but I just feel like it's such a bet that's hard to take, and I kind of feel the same way about the game industry right now. Trying to open your own studio, I just don't have that confidence, even if I had the funds to back it, which I don't. Yeah, this is a shame. Yeah, I don't really get into the mod scene very much, but I do understand people wanting to get Bloodborne up to 60 frames per second. It's such a beautiful game art-wise. I really wish they'd just give people what they want, and I understand From Software is not going to be on it because they've moved on. They've gone on to Elden Ring. What I'd really like to see, and I don't have any connections at all with anybody from Software, so I don't have inside info or anything like that. But me personally, as a gamer that's gone through, I 100%ed Sekiro, which is a get good. There is no items and stuff that can make your life easier. I've gone through all their games, aside from Demon Souls Remake. That's the only one I haven't done yet. And I want to see an Elden Ring style version of Bloodborne in that same world. It doesn't even really need to be called Bloodborne or anything like that. I just want them to revisit the art style and the time period of kind of that like the gangs of New York look to like a lot of the weapons and stuff, and the fashion. Love the inspiration from all the London locales and things. I just really want to see all that in 60 frames per second. Yeah, it looks like they're just cracking down on people. Another one that's hard to get into for me, modding a game seems like such a risky endeavor just because, say your best dreams are achieved and you do get attention to your mod. As soon as you get attention to your mod, you're suddenly shut down because, hey, you got attention to your mod, which all the hard work that goes into it, I just would hate to see all of that flush down the toilet in front of me. So I think we'll probably just end this episode reiterating that I am a coward. I'm not going to be striking out on any of my own business ventures in the gaming industry. I am going to continue to try to be a productive part of the game industry, and I want to continue working on big games. There's some things that I'm looking at right now in the background of potential moves I might want to make. But I'm also really into this YouTube thing too. It's kind of split my time right now. But I'm having a lot of fun. Still, the YouTube channel is very early. I've really only talked about it on Twitch here. I haven't really gone wide with it yet to try to get attention to it. I got about 20 videos up now though, so it's probably about time that I start getting that out there. I think once I get all the coffee chats up, this is number 15 that I'm doing here, and I've gotten the first 6 up, so maybe today after I get back from Umeda, before I do some streaming, I'll get a couple more of those up. Once I have all of these caught up on a daily basis, so I can kind of just film the video and then upload it right after I'm done. I think once we get to that kind of a cadence, then I'm going to go wide with the channel and kind of hit up all the forums and things like that, Discord servers, things like that, to just kind of spread the word that I exist. I'm kind of on the internet already just for the games I've worked on, but people don't know I exist as a content creator, which is probably a problem long term. So in all due time, we'll get there. I'm in no rush. I'm kind of in this for the long haul. I'm having fun so far, aside from my wrist injuries from using my mouse too much and my voice kind of being a mess. I'm excited to get back to stream every day. So yeah, gonna go ahead and cut this one here. Thanks for coming for the vibe, staying for the Zug Zug. We are gonna be playing, I think I need to get back to Hogwarts Legacy tonight. We did a bunch of WoW last night. Our Lore Master series hit 20 last night. Yeah, episode 20. Let me pull this up. I know I said I was leaving, but it is important probably to show for people that don't know. So this is the YouTube channel, Game Dev Peon. It's starting to get populated. It was really empty for most of these episodes, but starting to get playlists created. We're up to, I don't want double me. Yeah, this one's up to 6 episodes. They're going in order. But yeah, no, I hate hearing my own voice. Got 12 episodes of Lore Master, which we are now on episode 20 of as of last night. And then this one I got up really quick, which is kind of what I want to do going forward. I'm gonna film something one day. I want to film it the first day and then get it up on YouTube right after I play it. Like literally, the very thing I do after I close the game is get it up to YouTube. And to do that, I need to get the thumbnails sorted out beforehand, which I was able to do with the Hogwarts Legacy stuff. I was able to get all this stuff on screen, all the motion graphics done for it in a day, get a couple streams in, and those actually have done better than some of the other ones. But as you can see, my channel is unknown still. I only have 7 subscribers. I'm not worried about that. I figured this is how it's going to go. I'm actually happy to have 7 subscribers without really telling anybody about it. So yeah, just gonna keep on doing the grind every day, and hopefully something will stick eventually. But yeah, I'm got to get to Umeda. I've got to get dolled up. Yuki's dressing up all nice, so I feel the pressure to actually put on some jeans and not a backwards hat. Yeah, I will record some stuff while I'm out today. Well, we're getting like matrix effect here of different screens up. This is like tripping out my eyes here. But yeah, I'm gonna take off. I will let the the orc take us out here. Where is he? Oh, there he is. My God, I forgot to drink my coffee. I'm just remembering this watching my orc here. I need to get some coffee. I'll get some Starbucks in New Meta. See you guys.